Hey guys, I'm Molly, and we are behind the Spires with a very special field trip episode today, and we're actually behind the police headquarters. We are going to show you never before seen behind the scenes of our brand new FPD HQ with some special guests. So come join me.
Hello.
Sam!
Welcome to our headquarters.
Thank you so much. So we have here Sam, the Public Information Officer
Hello.
for the FPD. Sam, thanks for welcoming us in today.
Absolutely.
So we wanted to give the City of Frederick residents a special behind-the-scenes sneak peek
Ooh, I love it.
of the brand new FPD HQ that we are now standing in.
Yes.
And I was hoping that you could, number one, give us a little bit of a tour.
Okay.
And number two, do you have any of our city's finest that we could speak to today?
You know, I think I have two of City's finest waiting for you over there.
Who are they?
We have Chief Lando and Captain Aaron Lapp with us today.
You guys are in for a really special treat because Captain Lapp is, I guess, the brains behind this entire operation.
Yes,
He has
ma'am.
been working diligently to get this thing to completion.
Yes.
And we got the chief, who's a return guest.
Absolutely.
And he is awesome on a podcast.
Oh, he's always great.
Okay, I'm really excited.
This is gonna be fun.
Okay, let's go.
You ready for a tour?
Yes.
All right.
Sam, what is this room?
So we are in our property and evidence room right now.
Okay.
So this is like 5 times bigger than what we have right now.
Okay.
And way nicer, so we're very excited. So this is whenever we have, you know, if there's a lost bicycle, a firearm, any kind of property that gets lost or damaged or is taken from a scene, it comes in here. So these are our holding cells, which we do use, you know, when someone is arrested, they're sent over to the Frederick County Adult Detention Center. However, if there's a DUI, something that happens right downtown in the city, we might use this area to hold a suspect while we're waiting to interview them or we're waiting for them to dry out.
Okay, so hopefully this is my first and last time in a holding cell.
It's pretty spacious.
Let's knock on wood. Okay, where else are we going?
All right, so next we are going to
Can we see those two-way mirrors?
the two-way mirrors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have those?
Yes, we do. So this is one of our interviews.
Okay, I did it. I confess.
That was easy.
This is really cool.
Yes, nice space, right?
Yeah, and the two-way mirror is something that I never thought I'd be on this side of.
Do you think they'll know that's a two-way mirror?
I think so.
Yeah.
But this is really, really awesome. Well, are you ready to get the podcast started?
Let's go.
Let's go find them.
Okay, come on.
And welcome back, guys, to Behind the Spires. This is our first ever on the road episode. We're very excited. And we are here in the community space of the brand new, soon to be open FPD headquarters. And we're speaking with two of the city's finest, Captain Aaron Lapp and Chief Jason Lando. Welcome, you guys.
Thanks for having us.
And look at this beautiful space. How excited are you to be here?
This is amazing.
Yes.
Yes, a long time coming.
We just got a behind the scenes tour, and I was very impressed. But let's start with some introductions. Can each of you share your roles with the FPD and your involvement in this new headquarters? I know Captain Lapp, you are very involved.
Sure. So Aaron Lapp, I'm the Deputy Chief of the Special Services Bureau for the FPD. And my involvement in the project has been a lot of the planning, project management throughout the entire process and getting us to the go live date where we're coming up on.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how psyched are you?
Oh, very, yeah. Not only for it to be over so we can move on past this, but just for our guys to come in here and see what it looks like and see their new home.
Fantastic. And return guest to the pod, Chief Lando.
Absolutely.
Welcome.
Jason Lando, Chief of Police, been here before.
Yes.
Glad to be back. First on the road show.
Yes.
So yeah, pumped for that. Thanks for
Yes.
having me.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, let's get into our second question. Captain Lapp, congratulations on your recent promotion to Deputy Chief. What are you looking forward to most in your new position?
Yeah, thanks. Good question. Once we get this building finished and we're open, I'll get back to my more routine duties, and that's a lot of it's supporting the folks at FPD. A lot of the civilian population reports through my chain of command and giving them the support they need to do their jobs on a daily basis and try to innovate and do things differently and better.
Absolutely.
So has most of your focus been the new headquarters?
Yeah, so I still have my day job, obviously, but this definitely takes up a lot of my time.
Yeah, absolutely. So Chief, take us through the history of this new headquarters. What sparked the need for it, and how did the planning process begin? This may be many years in the past.
Yeah, so I'm in my 5th year with FPD, and one of the first things when I got to town, when I was offered the job, was I was told, several other chiefs have at some point in time kind of explored the possibility of having a new headquarters, and I was given a bunch of binders and basically said, hey, it's on you now. Like, look into it. And then I set foot in our current headquarters for the very first time, and then it all made sense.
You said, got it.
Yeah. The space we have now is just very inadequate for a department our size. I mean, 40 years ago, I know you weren't around 40 years ago, but 40 years ago, I would imagine we had, 50% of the staff, if that we have now, and it probably was still a small space.
Oh my God.
We're moving from about 13,000 square feet that we have in our current space, and then some satellite offices, which total about 25,000 square feet, to 67,000 square feet in this place. And we'll have room to grow. We're sitting in a community space right now. That's not a space we have in the current headquarters. And it's really important to us that we be part of the community and they feel welcome here. So now in this space, we'll be able to host events. So just so many opportunities in the new headquarters. Excuse me.
Fantastic. Yeah, we had Council Member Russell on the tour with us, and she mentioned that she was like, I think 40 years ago.
Yes, and fun fact, when I was like 2 or 3 years old, so we're talking like early 90s, I would come to work with my dad, who was an FPD officer, and headquarters right now, our old headquarters looks exactly the same as it did in like 1993.
Oh my God.
We are very excited for this.
1993, you were only 2. It makes me sad.
Might be old. So this is a major investment in public safety infrastructure. So Captain Lapp, what were the top priorities when designing our new headquarters?
Yeah, probably the biggest priority was bringing everybody back under one roof. So one of our current problems that we have is we have satellite offices, and there's supervisors that supervise people in many different locations. So even just touching base on a daily basis becomes difficult, and there's disconnect at times. So bringing everybody into one building, making sure that we can grow in this space so we don't immediately outgrow it. Like Chief said, we probably outgrew our old headquarters 30, 40 years ago. And we have people literally sitting in shared office spaces that are not big enough for even a single office. So making sure that we allocate the space right, keep the community involved with this room here, and we look forward to what we can do in the future. So we have some other things planned technology-wise down the line that I think we have space in the building to plan those out.
And just one of the things that the captain touched on, it's really important, I think, for us, we've talked about this, is making everyone at FPD feel like they're part of the FPD family. And I know Aaron touched on some satellite offices, but a significant number of our employees or our communications specialists or our dispatchers. And right now they're working in an office out at the LEC, the Law Enforcement Center. And I know some of the comments that we hear is like they just feel disconnected from the agency. If our officers are out there and they do a really nice job and we're giving out awards or we're recognizing people, oftentimes they're inadvertently left out because they're not sitting in the same space. So we are going to move our dispatch center in-house, as you saw when you walked through. And I want to say that's about 30 people.
Yeah, and they're very excited. So as soon as they heard that they were going to come back in the building, many years ago when I first started here back in 2006, they were actually in our building. Okay. Then they located to another location as they grew. So bringing them back, they're all very excited.
So when we talk about like just morale and team cohesion and all that stuff, having everyone together under one roof is really important.
Oh, I can imagine that. Yeah. So you said, so for people that don't know, you're currently like at the courthouse. And how many satellite offices are there then? Yeah,
so we occupy a very small sliver of the courthouse complex.
Very small.
The left side of the courthouse, if you were to cut into maybe like tenths. And then we have 4 satellite locations right now. So and those are all located in parking decks. So we're basically occupying the basement of parking decks and then the spot at the Law Enforcement Center.
So other than morale, why is it important to consolidate? Like logistically, does it help you like serve the community better? I would imagine.
Yeah, and just interagency communication,
right.
Is a big thing. Coming here as a chief from the outside, I assume that everyone knows everyone, and here we are, 4 years in, and we just had an employee advisory committee meeting where we bring in employees from every single work unit in the agency, and we had to do introductions because there were some people, not a lot, but there were some that had worked here for years and didn't know someone else that was sitting in the room with them. So just for that, for communication. It helps everything flow better.
That's awesome. And this location, can you talk about just how this particular location was picked?
Sure. So we looked at several locations throughout, the history of this project, and going back to 2016. There were several that were proposed, like the Trinity School site was one, some other vacant lots throughout the city. This was a building that was built for government use originally. This was previously occupied by social services. It had good bones, I guess, if they call them, and it was a rehab project, and it mostly fit where we want to be. So the agency wanted to be downtown, the community wanted us to be downtown, kind of integrated with the community. So this fit the bill.
That's awesome.
Amazing. So we did talk a little bit about cohesion and bringing us all together under one roof. Are there any other efficiencies about bringing us all together, whether it's logistics, training, response to the community, and calls for service that we expect to see from us being downtown in this new building?
I think we pretty much addressed everything. Just for the daily flow of operations and communication, it's a lot better.
I know I'm definitely excited to have everyone together.
Did you see your new office yet?
I did not. I missed the beginning of the tour.
I saw it. It's very nice. Okay, so Captain Lapp, we saw the brand new state-of-the-art emergency operations center, and it's awesome. What is the purpose of an EOC in a local police setting? And do you collaborate with other city departments for emergency situations?
Yeah, good question. So an EOC basically for any type of critical incident that we're running. Typically, you see them used a lot in weather events, blizzards, flooding, things like that, where multiple different portions of government need to come together and operate as one to make a good response. We do have partnership with the county, so we can go to their EOC for really large events, but this will be specific to the city events. So if we have localized flooding in the city, a major weather incident, civil disturbance downtown that's causing significant issues or anything like that, we can stand up an EOC here, and it will kind of bring everybody together. So Public Works will be invited in. City security, like Nathan Hub, will be invited in. We'll actually have access to cameras throughout the city if we need to monitor situations or certain areas. And that's kind of the concept, is to have everybody in one room working together so that you're not on the phone making calls and trying to connect the dots behind the scenes. Long term, the EOC is likely going to probably morph into what's called a real-time crime center. We're not quite to that point at FPD yet, but the concept behind a real-time crime center, intelligence center, is that as an officer gets dispatched to a call or a call for help comes in, we have staff behind the scenes running on that call immediately, trying to get information to the police that are responding so that when they get there, they have the best set of facts they have available to address the issue.
It looked like a Avengers war room. I can just imagine someone being up at the front with the TVs, because you get all the communication. I mean, it's really awesome.
Yeah. So one thing I love about FPD is that, technologically we stand apart from a lot of different agencies. I feel like we're in the forefront when it comes to technology. So I do know that one of our new programs is the Good Sam program. Do you mind sharing more about what that is?
Sure. So it's essentially a software-based communication platform. So as community members call in for help or they need something for FPD, we can offer this up to them if they're calling from a cell phone. It basically sends a push to their phone. They can give us their exact location by clicking a button. Or if they're seeing something in the community that they want to report to us and want to provide video, it can actually turn their video into a live stream to our communication center where an FPD communication specialist can view it and if need be, share it back out to the field. So that officer that's responding to a suspicious situation can actually see on their computer in their car what they're actually driving into.
That's amazing.
Wow. So how, what impact is that going to make real world on missing persons or emergencies like that?
Yeah, it's like the cliche says, it's one more tool in our toolbox.
Yeah.
But we have had one very successful use of it already. We had a 911 disconnect call, which sometimes can seem routine because we had quite a few of those. We handled them seriously, though. The dispatcher had the forethought to send out a Good Sam alert, and using that Good Sam alert, they were actually able to locate the caller, and it turned out to be a child that was being mistreated, and there's a criminal case involved with it. So it was a successful outcome to prevent what could have potentially been much worse outcome.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
So the good thing the dispatcher was able to use that, and remembered, oh yeah, this is something new we have, because sometimes it's hard to remember to implement new tools.
Yeah.
Yeah. So beyond Good Sam, are there any other tech upgrades or tools in the new headquarters that you're particularly excited about?
Sure.
Well, one of the things that we're working towards, we've been talking a lot about this, is our drone as first responder program. So we have a number of officers right now that are certified as drone pilots, and they carry their drones with them, and they'll launch them like from their vehicles at a scene. The future goal, and Aaron's hard at work on this. One of our future goals is to implement a true DFR, drone as first responder program, where a drone will be mounted on the roof of headquarters and actually tied into the dispatch system. So we wouldn't even have to wait for the call to get processed by the call takers and then sent over to the officers out in the street, and then they have to go and launch the drone. As soon as that call comes in, if that call is qualified as a drone call, something that we would benefit from having a drone on, that drone would auto launch and fly to the location and begin providing video footage back, so the responding officers know what they're walking into. Sometimes it could help us clear a call. So maybe we get a call, in a part of town for a fight, and we have several officers responding to that call, and the fight's already broken up and there's no one around. We can save those resources and keep them in service for more priority calls. So the possibilities are endless, but building that really robust DFR program takes time, it takes technology, it takes money. But that's another thing that Aaron oversees on his side of the house, is all the tech stuff. So we're working on that probably in the next year or so to bring that program online robustly.
So what would qualify as a drone call? You said to qualify. What would be like the markers?
I mean, there's a whole bunch of different types of calls, but
tell me true crime things.
Okay, so just as one example would be, let's say you have a person possibly in a park with a gun.
Right.
And that call comes in. Well, instead of sending those officers in blindly, and perhaps if the person does have a gun, now they see the officers and there's a shooting situation in a park. We don't want that.
Right.
Or the officers come in with the mindset that the person's armed, and so their guns are drawn. That drone could realistically arrive minutes ahead of the officers, begin filming, and that drone footage could provide valuable intelligence back. So maybe it's and I use this example because when I went to some training, they used the same exact example, and they got a call for a guy in a park with a gun, and the drone hovered overhead for a little while, and eventually the guy pulled the gun out, and he used it to light a cigarette. It was a lighter shaped as a gun. So I just think that could have been such an ugly situation for those officers, and instead the drone was able to clear the call.
Oh my goodness.
So that's just one of whether it's a missing child or an endangered person or a fight. I mean, the calls are endless. Obviously a call that we probably wouldn't send a drone on would be like a shoplifting call where we don't have a suspect description, or a domestic call inside of a house where the drone's really not going to provide much value. Anything that would be outdoors, that could help us provide a suspect description, a direction of flight, anything like that would be. So the calls are pretty much endless.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of a resource multiplier also. So you also have to consider the other aspects. Like when we get a call that's serious, our officers are driving across city sometimes at high rates of speed, trying to get there to help diffuse the situation. If we can get a drone there in less than a minute and say it's not what was reported, our guys can slow down. It's better safety for the public and our people, and it kind of just makes everything flow better.
It has so many touch points where it can improve the process. And you said, just get a pair of eyes before anyone else can, or even if you can't see the person. Putting my police hat on. Right?
And we do hear calls I hear calls daily on the police radio where when it comes over, you're like, oh boy, that could be a bad one. And then the officer gets there 5 minutes later after flying across town with their lights and sirens on, like Aaron said, and they're like, this is nothing. It isn't. It was
a lighter.
That happens often.
Get your lighters. Don't use a gun as your lighter. That's my PSA.
This is a PSA. Yeah. Buy a Bic.
Don't use a gun lighter. Okay, so we talked a little bit about this new community space.
Yes. So for FPD engagement, I know that we are very community oriented here at FPD. So I do see us, we're sitting in our new community room. Are we going to be using this room to invite nonprofits and to do more outreach with the community? Is that the purpose?
We really wanted to have a space. I mean, every time we engage with the community, we go to them, which is good. I mean, it's, we want to be able to do that. Yep. But there are also, some of our community partners that don't have their own space, and I get calls regularly saying, "Hey, we'd like to invite you to be a part of this event. Hey, do you know anyone that could host us? Do you know anywhere where we could have a a community night or something like that. And we always try to, be good neighbors and help them find a place, whether it's, at the YMCA or one of our, religious institutions. And we thought, if we're building this place from scratch, like, let's have a place where we can actually invite the community to come and, whether we do training with the community, whether it's, just for example, we put on an active threat class, a CPR class, anything like that. We're very open-minded about this space. So whatever the community really wants it to be.
I would like to vote on police bingo. I think that would be a lot of fun.
I think that sounds great.
We'll talk. But then when it's not being used as a community space, we have our own police academy, but our academy is very busy. We're about to start another class, and it's a couple miles outside of the city. So now we'll be able to do our own in-house training, and we'll be able to invite other police departments and public safety entities in and host trainings instead of our team always having to go to other places.
I love that. Is that usual to have like a community space in police headquarters?
It's becoming the norm. I think it's more the modern way. Yeah. So many agencies have that. Like the chief said, I go to agencies all the time, and they have beautiful facilities, and it's almost embarrassing sometimes to invite an allied agency
You're like, don't
or
come
somebody
to our
into our
house.
building and be like, well, this is the only conference room we have. This is where we're going to be for the day. So this is a huge opportunity to do all kinds of things with this space.
I gave a tour to Girl Scouts not too long ago, and I was like, well, this is it. So this will be a lot more fun.
Yeah, you can invite like youth groups and things like that.
Oh yeah, they love that. They get their merit badges for doing crime scene fingerprints. So we do a lot of stuff. Yeah.
We actually already have, I didn't even think about this, we already have Lieutenant Corbett and Captain Meyer work with, help me. I'm going to get in so much trouble. City Youth Matrix.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, City Youth Matrix.
Shout out City Youth Matrix.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, Aaron Vetter. I know who you are. And long day today. But they're already working on projects with City Youth Matrix right now. And I know they've already asked about the use of this space to bring the kids from City Youth Matrix in and do projects. So we actually already have our first event on the calendar, and we're not even open up yet.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. And Chief, last time you were on the pod, one thing that was really touching was talking about how much the community appreciates the FPD and how much the FPD appreciates the community. Can you give us just a little recap? You gave us some anecdotes before just about how special this police department is.
Yeah, I tell the officers and our professional staff all the time, how impressed I am with the way we take care of our community here. It blows my mind. Mm-hmm. I get calls and emails daily from community members that say, I just want to write you about this incident that happened. And, as a boss, when you get an email from the community, you're like, oh boy. But 9 times out of 10, I just want to tell you how your officers went the extra mile, or how, kind the call takers were on the call. It's just, they appreciate the police department so much. And I tell the officers all the time, it wouldn't be this way if you guys and ladies weren't out there every day doing the right thing and it's a two-way street. And so I just think it's so cool that maybe cool isn't the right word, but at this time in policing,
yes,
where I think we're starting to see the pendulum swing the other way.
Yeah.
But the past few years, where you had cities calling for defunding the police and getting rid of officers and resources, this city committed to building a brand new police headquarters, and the community came out in force to support it. And so I think that's another reason why it was so important for us to have a community space here, because we want to appreciate the community that has really supported us.
Yes, that's so powerful.
Yeah.
So looking ahead to the ribbon cutting, June 30th, it's on the books. You're excited.
For sure.
What's the one thing you hope the residents take away from this space? I'd like to hear from each of you.
You go first.
I go first. Really, just that we are very committed to serving this community, and this space that has been badly needed for a long time, that's finally coming to fruition, will allow us to just do that even better. Just like we're talking about the emergency operations center, bringing the dispatch center back in house, the drone as first responder program. We can't do any of these things in our current space. So just the ability, this will allow us to better serve the community.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think probably also, bringing the community in and showing them behind the scenes what a police station looks like, what actually goes on. Like there are areas that we won't ever be able to show them again because they'll have evidence and things like that in there that are secure. Kind of unmasking the veil, if you will, so that they can see how we operate, why this is a good investment, how we innovate, and how we try to do things better. Some of our future outlooks, like the DFR program, kind of show them where that's going to be and what that's going to look like and how it can benefit them if they need help from the agency.
Yeah, just being like transparent. Even when I came in for the tour, I mean, I asked you, Captain Lapp, like, what is this? What does CID mean? Like, what does this mean?
We went, of acronyms.
We went into like the room where you have the two-way mirror, and it was like homicide life on the street. Like, it's very cool. But it's not something that, like, when you think about going into a police station, you're not like, oh, warm and fuzzy.
Sure.
But it's like a very nice space where you'll be able to invite the community and, like you said, like, take back the veil.
Yep. And when can the community come and check out the new headquarters?
So the ribbon cutting is June 30th.
Is it open to the public?
It's open to the
It's
public.
open to the public. Good.
Oh, I was going to ask you, if we nailed down the time yet? But
I don't know that we have the time yet, do we, Sam?
3 to 7 p.m.
So here's what's going to happen. At 3 o'clock, we're going to have like our elected officials and dignitaries will be here. We're going to do the actual ribbon cutting. And then as soon as we cut the ribbon, the doors will be open. We're going to have like, some food and coffee in here. And then we'll be doing, I think we said every half an hour, we're going to be doing guided tours. We just can't have people like walking throughout the building.
It's too big. You'll get lost.
Yeah.
Probably about every 30 minutes, we're going to do a guided tour throughout the building. We'll probably start that at 3:30 and then every half hour till 7 o'clock. So we'll run the tours right after the ribbon cutting.
And how can people just show up, or how will that work?
Yep. So if you follow us on Facebook, Frederick Police Department on Facebook, and we will have flyers announcing it. There's an Eventbrite, and people can RSVP. Just so we'll have a head count-ish for food, but
And we're trying to do it so we can get the people that work until like 5 or 6, they can still have a chance to come. So we're going to run it till 7 o'clock.
That's awesome. So stay tuned for more of that. We'll have more on the FPD's social media. We'll put it on the city's page, of course. Thank you guys both for being here with us. Captain Lapp, was that too painful?
No, of course
you
not.
did great. You're natural.
The chief's like, this is old hat.
Listen, I got to give one shout out there.
Yeah.
Because Captain Lapp,
Yes.
he has put his heart and his soul into this project for probably the past 2 years. And so I don't think he sleeps. And just, listen, you said look into that camera.
this camera.
Okay, listen, I don't make him stay here at night. But I'm pretty sure that he works around the clock. In addition to like every other tech project, so much of what we do in policing now is technology based,
Right.
and he oversees all the technology. So in addition to all the other tech projects, getting this headquarters ready to go and open has been a heavy lift. And so can we give him a little?
I'll clap.
Maybe some paid vacation.
I just want to turn him as red as possible.
We'll put some sound effects in there.
I
for
plan to
some
take
clap.
the month of July off.
Yeah, you deserve it.
Whoa!
He's like,
You won't see me in July.
Captain Lapp, congratulations.
Thanks, I
This
appreciate
is
it.
like a really big deal, and I'm sure, everyone's just so pleased with the work that you've done.
Absolutely.
Well, any last thoughts?
June 30th.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, June 30th.
Thank you guys both for being here.
Yes.
And we'll
Thank
be
you.
right back.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
I'm Samantha Long, the Public Information Officer for the Frederick Police Department. We're proud to introduce you to the new Frederick Police Headquarters, a major step forward in public safety. Located at 100 East All Saints Street, this fully renovated 4-story, 67,000 square foot building will soon serve as a central hub for our department. Since 1984, FPD has operated out of a leased space in the Frederick County Courthouse. As we've grown, our teams became spread across the city, often in less than ideal locations. To meet today's need and to operate more efficiently, we launched this project to bring everyone under one roof in a modern, code-compliant facility. This new building is designed with one goal: to better serve the residents of Frederick. For the first time, all our staff, detectives, dispatchers, and support teams will be in one place. That means faster coordination, stronger service, and quicker response when you need us the most. It features a modern dispatch center, expanded training areas, and updated workspace that reflects our team's professionalism. It's also energy conscious, with a solar canopy that helps us offset energy use. Just steps from Carroll Creek, this central location makes us more accessible than ever. Whether you're attending a meeting, requesting a report, or just passing by, we want you to feel welcome and connected to your police department. This new headquarters is more than just a building. It represents progress, partnership, and a safer future for Frederick. We can't wait for you guys to see it.
And we are back.
Yes, we are.
We just finished our amazing interview.
That was
with
so fun.
Captain Lapp and Chief Lando.
Yes, thank you for letting me co-host with you today.
Can you come back?
Oh my gosh, it was fun. I was very nervous.
No, you did great.
But I love talking about the new headquarters. I'm so excited to move into our new space.
So you've been working in the old one.
Yes.
Can you give people like a real like how small it is
So
compared to
we are
what this
talking
is?
cinder block walls, nothing really on them. Like, it's very cold. It kind of feels like a prison a little bit, but it is teeny tiny. So
Yeah.
like I would do tours with Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts, and there was literally nothing to show them except for like a conference room. So this new headquarters is astronomically larger than anything that I've seen. So
I remember like my first week with the city of Frederick, I went to go.
Yes.
And you were like, and here it is.
this is it.
And we're the second biggest city in Maryland.
Yep.
So like you would think.
And the
but-
fact that we're able to grow into this headquarters,
Yeah.
you know, I'm hoping that we can use this as a recruitment tool, and that, you know, we're going to boost morale within the agency. We're going to get new officers who are excited. They want to see the gym. They want to come in. They want to have brand new police cars and a new building with a kitchen and everything, you know, all the amenities. So we need space to grow because
And
we're
like
open.
we mentioned in the interview, like technology is so important to policing now.
Yep.
And like having a space where you can like build out and have new technology is
Yep.
really important.
Absolutely.
I loved the tour.
Good. And I cannot wait for the community to see it.
Yes. So let's talk about June 30th.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to put out information on social media.
Yep, social media. Look for Frederick Police Department's Facebook page. That is where we funnel all of our information. Just easier to find. Yes, we're gonna have a flyer. The whole community is welcome, 3 to 7 p.m. So if you're working and you want to come out a little bit later, we're here till 7. You can come. You get guided tours. There's gonna be light refreshments, and the ribbon cutting starts at 3.
And there's going to be light refreshments. What does that mean? Coffee?
Well, since it's in the evening, we're
Snacks?
still working on it. Like maybe
Okay.
we're-
Logistics to be determined.
Logistics to be determined. I don't want to promise something if we're not able to, you know. But we have something up our sleeves. We'll see what we can do.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
And can we do any more of our field trip podcast here?
Yes.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, I would love it.
We have this room. We have the space. Yes, I think we should definitely. You guys have to come back.
Okay, so June 30th. And then we have another special event
Yes,
coming up.
one of my favorite events
August
of the year.
5th.
Yes, first Tuesday in August.
And let me tell you, August 5th is a special day.
Is it your birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, that is a special day.
Okay, talk about National Night Out though.
I want to talk about your birthday. Yeah, so August 5th, it's a Tuesday. It is one of the best events that we put on all year, one of our largest community events, and it is an opportunity for the community to come out, get to know your officers. We have tons and tons of activities, so there's going to be bounce houses, free food, games, activities, face painters, balloon artists, and there's going to be FPD demos. The fire department's there. People love fire trucks, but I think that, you know, the police stuff's a little bit cooler.
Oh, there's a
but,
kind of
you know,
competition right there.
But we're gonna have, you know, like what is it, tug of war, like one of our SWAT officers, one of our SRT members against a bunch of kids. We'll see who wins.
Oh my gosh, I want to do that.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good
Okay,
time.
what other demos are there?
So we're gonna have our drone unit is going to be there. The
Okay.
K9
We
unit is
talked
going to
about
be there.
that. The drones.
Yep.
The canines.
Yes, so they do police dog demos. Kids love that. Even adults love that. I love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
So where is it?
So we have it at 3 different locations. So Hill Street Park,
Okay.
Mullinex Park, and Carrollton Park. And it is Tuesday, August 5th from 6 to 8 p.m. You can come to any of those 3 locations. Our goal is to make sure that everyone has the same experience no matter which location you go to. So we're very excited.
And people can just show up. You
Just
don't
show
have
up.
to RSVP.
No RSVP. You're going to see a lot of your neighbors, a lot of your friends, and community organizations are going to be tabling, passing out info on their businesses. So it's a great way for the whole neighborhood just to get together and get to know each other. And
Oh, so different people in the community can have like a
Yep.
table or a booth or whatever.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know
yeah,
that.
and we're also looking for volunteers, in-kind donations, you know, whatever businesses want to donate if they want to get their name out there. It's a great recognition. So yeah, we invite everyone to come on out.
Do you have any other like strength stuff? Like, do you have like pull-up competitions or anything like
No,
that?
that would actually be a good
I
idea.
think that'd be really fun.
That would be a good idea.
Because then you can have people like challenging. It's like, I
Yes.
can do 10.
You can do 10.
No. I
I'm
can
like-
do like 2 chin-ups.
I was
that's
like,
it.
I can do one if I start at the top and then don't really go down.
No, I can do assisted. No, I cannot do 10. But I see those videos where people are like either like military or police.
Yeah.
They like challenge the public.
I
I think
love
that
that.
could be kind of cool.
Okay, thank you for putting that in my mind because we still have time to plan.
Okay,
so
good.
yeah, we'll see what we can do about that.
Okay, so we have June 30th,
Yep.
the ribbon cutting at the new headquarters. You guys don't want to miss that.
Yep.
And then August 5th
Yes.
at 3 locations. Hit me with them again.
Mullinex Park, Hill Street Park, and Carrollton Park.
And we're going to have all this information on our website and our social media.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
Sam, thank you so much for being
Thank
the
you for having
co-host
me.
today.
Oh, this was fun.
Okay, good. We're going to come back and we're going to do more interviews. Hopefully, Captain Lapp will want to sit down with us again and
Yes.
talk to us maybe like after everyone's moved in.
Love that.
And we
See-
can get like a recap of how it went and
Yep.
how everyone's loving the new space.
Love it.
Okay. And thank you guys for joining us for our first ever field trip for Behind the Spires. We took you behind the police department. And stay tuned. We have some good guests coming up. And I think that's all we got.
Awesome.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye, guys.
See ya.